Hey folks, Stephan here, playing some more Sunless Sea. So I've been playing this a bit over the past week and last weekend. I have lost a fair number of captains. I'm not sure what the number is at the moment. I guess we can find that out pretty easily here. Lineage. Seven captains have died. So this is the 8th captain, I guess. And I'm not exactly sure where we left off, but we've got some money. 156 echoes. Got a pretty full crew. We're just missing a chief engineer. And yeah, I had a hard time deciding when I was first playing this game if I liked it or not, actually. And there is a lot of repetitiveness about it that I'm not a fan of. Basically, when your captain dies, you we should keep this paused. Actually, we are paused, I guess. Oh no, wait, we're not. When your captain dies, you pretty much end up doing the same thing over and over. You know, the start of the game is going through and doing what you did before. You're always needing to make money very quickly. You need to get like a trade route set up or something in order to get the money coming in, because that's how you die. You run out of money. You can't afford fuel, or you can't afford supplies for your ship, and that's it. You just lose. And you can go too far afield in your boat pretty easily and get to the point where you can't come back. Now you see, right now we've got some pretty good exploration here. First time I'd seen the Utter Shroom, so that's down there. Actually, I think we're looking still for Gator's Morn right now, which is normally, I think, in the third lane here. So we still need to find Gator's Morn, I believe. So if we go back to the journal, let's see what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah, Gator's Morn. So this is actually, I think, the first Admiralty commission in this game, and I haven't yet found the place, but I have been able to make some money in other ways, because we have found the salt lines. And once you find the salt lines, it's pretty easy to make money, at least for a while, because you can go to the salt lines, you pay, it's either 200 or 250 credits, and then you take that cargo back to London and you get 500 for it. And so that's a good way to make money. And let's see what we've got. I don't think that I've done anything with this ship. See, when you've played 7 previous times, it's hard to remember. I do have a load of Stygian ivory here that I got from the Shroom place. And yeah, same regular deck gun, regular engines. I haven't upgraded anything on this boat, but I have in the past had better guns, for example. And I think the last game that I played through, I just was patrolling around. I had some damage already to the hull, and I came up against something that I couldn't get away from, which was, strangely enough, bats. And I was docked, and the bats attacked me and pushed my boat out of the docking area, and I couldn't control it. I couldn't move. So that was pretty frustrating, and put the game down for a while there. But I do like the game. I guess at this point I've decided I like it. I think a lot of it is still repetitive, and you're going to just end up skipping it. So when you're doing the story lines, you're going to come in, you're going to already know what to do. Like, we've docked here, we want to chat with the chief engineer. Now we have a port report. We can earn a port report, and that's another thing that we can get money for fuel as well when you turn it into Fallen London. Nothing else we can do here because these are locked, so we don't have anything for something awaits you. But a lot of this text, it's the same, and you're going to have seen it in previous playthroughs, so you're not going to want to continue going through that all the time. What changes for the game, of course, is as you manage to survive longer and longer, you will get to see places that you haven't been. Like I hadn't been to the Utter Shroom before in previous playthroughs because it just wasn't there. I'd been down that far, but I didn't find it. Most of the stuff seems to stay pretty much around where it is. I think it stays in the same lane, and that just can move around within that lane. So having a map from your previous game can help a little, but not necessarily give you exactly everything. And you can see that the map is pretty big, so there's still quite a lot to be seen. I've now gone over here. I mean, even going to the salt lines and back takes quite a bit of fuel. So to go all the way down here, you either need a much larger boat, a lot more fuel, or you need to find something along the way that allows you to refuel. So you need to go with money and maybe even something that you can sell along the way. So it becomes risky the further out you go. But the game says anyway, it's that the rewards are better. And I'm not really sure because I've gone to the 4th lane in previous playthroughs. But other than having other port reports that you can file, and the nice thing I guess with the port reports is you can keep going to these places. So every time you go out, you can hit all these locations, come back with a port report, and at least you'll earn 1 fuel and a little bit of money per port report. But you really do need to find something where you can make money from your cargo. So the salt lines is probably the easiest one since you get paid so much. I haven't really found any other consistent and lucrative trade routes yet. I think if you wanted to start dealing in illegal goods, that would help. But I've aside from the first or second playthrough, I declined the guy in London who would get you involved with a criminal organization because after the one time that I did it, and then I ended up accidentally selling something, and then he killed me. So I just have stayed away from that. Plus, I'd kind of like to figure out how to get a good thing going, being law-abiding for now, and then, you know, in a future playthrough, maybe do the more criminal focus. But I've certainly got a lot of playtime out of the game, and that alone is the reason to consider it worth the entry price. I mean, I do keep coming back to it, even though I've died and been frustrated with the circumstances of those deaths. So let's just check here, because I don't remember where we left off. Okay, so we don't have... Alright, so the problem that we have right now, actually, is we don't have enough money to buy anything at the Salt Lions, because it's at least 200, it might be 250. So we need to get some other money first. And let's see what we have for port reports right now. I don't know that it shows us in here, actually. Now, there must be a way to figure that out. I'm not sure about that at the moment. And actually, I don't quite remember why I left off here instead of in London. So I think we'll just steam back to London and see where things are at from there. So one of the things that at first I didn't really get with this game was that at Power 1 and Power 2, you're still spending the same amount of fuel. It's just you go faster at Power Level 2. It's not until you do this down here, the full power, that you really start burning through fuel. So there's no reason to go slow. And even at speed 2, it takes a little while to get around. And keeping the light on keeps your terror level a little bit lower. When you're out in the deep like this, where you have both of your lights are green, then your terror level is rising anyway. And you can see my terror level is a bit high. But every time you come back to London, it drops. Alright, we're going to turn off the light. We're just going to hope that the shark doesn't bother with us, because we don't need to get into a fight with him right now. Looks like he's going to see if he charges. No. Alright, we're all set there. I think we got away from him okay. with just this gun, 140 is really difficult to take down because I only do like 8 damage per shot. We'd end up taking all kinds of hull damage and it just doesn't pay out. Alright, so now we're coming into port. And I'm sorry, I'm very congested. I don't know why. I was fine a few minutes ago. So one of the things, what I wanted to do tonight was actually stream iPad games. And I have an AverMedia Live Gamer HD capture card, and I finally got my lightning connector to HDMI converter for the iPad, and then you connect it together and suddenly you get an error about HDCP, which is something about high definition broadcasting from HDMI devices, and basically prevents you from doing it. So there are some workarounds, but it's just kind of annoying. It's like I own the iPad, I own the devices, I should be able to stream content off of that if I want to, but that's not possible at the moment. So we're still waiting on that. I did have a way to mirror the contents of the iPad. Oh, let's see. Do we have anything to hide? We don't have anything to hide. Yeah. So I do have a way to mirror the iPad content, but I've found that that's a bit choppy. It doesn't result in smooth video. So I really do want to have the hardware solution, and right now the hardware solution is being prevented by this HDCP. So anyway, back to Sunless Sea here. Collect messages from Harbor Master. This always seems to be pretty much the same. Something has changed underneath, but that doesn't really seem to help you. Someone wants to sign on, which means there's another crew person out there. Maybe it's an engineer. We'll have to take a look. And go to our lodgings. Okay, so sometimes you can read the daily paper and get news, but that's not the case today. So if we wanted to spend some money, we could lodge for the night. This would slightly reduce our terror, but it wouldn't help that much. But we might as well do it. It's only 10 echoes. And we get the restful night. So what the restful night does is it prevents you from having nightmares when you're out at sea. And the nightmares, I guess, can really boost your terror level. So that's all we're going to do there at our lodgings. And we'll go to the Admiral. Let's see if we actually had anything to turn into him. We do have port reports, probably. Doesn't look like we have anything else. So let's see what we have for the port reports. Quaker's Heaven. So there we get a fuel, 5 echo. I mean, you're not getting much for these. We should get a little bit more for the canal. No, I didn't actually. Pigmote, 10 echo. Utter Shroom, 50 echo for this. So that's better. And now we have enough, I think, to go back to the Salt Lions and get a load of cargo. Iron Republic should get quite a bit for this, actually. Nope, we gained terror. Yeah. They basically don't want to hear about it. Arming Scholar. We could turn these Memory of Distant Shores in. I have 4 of them. I don't really think that gives us much with this guy, so I'm going to hold on to those for now. And then we can go into London. We can go out for a night on the town. This usually ends up costing you quite a bit, so I'm not going to do that. New recruit. Yes, let's see what this is. This is also going to be expensive, though. Genial Magician. So he is what? An engineer. Okay, and he has a lot of stories, it looks like. But that costs 50 echo, so let's not do that yet. We're going to head back out. We're going to go to the Salt Lions and get a cargo and then start that trade route. Now, in previous playthroughs, I found that you can only do that so many times, and then they won't accept them anymore. But then someone else will have you deliver them in a different location, and you get paid even more money. But usually that other location is further afield. So we could go up to Hunter's Keep and do a port report, hit all these things on the way through. We're just going to shoot over here to the Salt Lions directly this time. So I did put a Core i7 in the machine earlier this week, so hopefully my streams are going to be smoother from now on. Now this guy's still out here. He's really on top of us now. Now he hit us. 10 damage. Let's just hope that he gives up. We haven't attacked him, so I think he will. It's going to take a few runs back and forth between the Salt Lions in order to afford a better gun that we might be able to take something like that on safely. Of course, our terror level is getting up there. We're 56 now. I really do like the way the ship controls. Like, you can see how it sort of glides along. It's not like it's smooth the way that it changes from side to side. Okay. Wait, why did I come here? I don't need to be here. Well, actually we could do repairs since we happen to land anyway. So let's do that. And we'll get the port report since we're here. But yeah, let's keep going to the Salt Lions. That's what we really want to do. But I like the way that feels, like it's just swinging around, almost like you're spinning the tiller. And I'm sure they probably worked very hard on the movement to get it to feel that way. Now what I haven't done is advance the storylines with my crew very much, because that requires secrets, and secrets take a bit to get. Alright, now we've got a jellyfish. We're just not going to have any battles right now, because this thing's 75. I mean, we'd survive, we'd take him out, no trouble, but I'd just rather not deal with it. And they aren't as aggressive. If you shoot them, they will be, but they don't tend to attack. Alright, and here's the Salt Lions and Seal Port, where we can pick up our shipment. Okay, carry Sphinx Stone to London is what we're going to do. We need 20 units of spare cargo, which hopefully we have. We're actually one short, so we're going to have to dump something. That's okay. We will dump food. Yeah, 200 echoes for that. So that's used up all our money. And we'll... I mean, you really should just do whatever is available to do when you go to these places. At least the things that don't require being a risk. So we lost 5 terror. Again, as soon as we get into London, that's going to drop to 50 anyway. So we did that, and we can do a port report. Just that little bit extra. I don't think they have any shops here. They don't. Alright, and now we're going to just head back to London. Maybe this time we'll go slightly in a different direction. We'll go up to Demu Island, and you can do the port report there, and that'll avoid the shark. Not to say we won't encounter something else up here, but we know for sure there's a shark there on that route. So this part, this traveling around, is a bit slow. And that's okay, I guess. But it does, I mean, unless you're actually having a fight, there's not much of interest in just sailing from port to port. Okay, so we can compile a port report. We cannot gather supplies because we already have too much terror. This is just something where you have a 60% chance in this case of going and collecting supplies. So you'd get one supply if you were successful, and if you're not successful, you end up getting more terror. They do have a shop here, but see, we're not going to spend any money. Well, we don't have enough money to buy anything anyway, but these prices are high, 20 and 30. So we wouldn't want to buy it there unless we absolutely needed it. Okay, and we're going to go over to Shepherd's Isle, so we might as well do that. Get another port report. That free fuel that you get from the Admiralty is nice. Okay, so there's a monster down here. I'm going to shut the light off. We don't want to tangle with this thing. Although it's kind of moving into our path. Okay, he's moving back now. And yeah, just a little ways up to the Shepherd's Isles. And so, if you haven't been following the game, the reason why you have to have supplies is to feed your crew. So this hunger meter is constantly going up, and when it gets here, you feed the crew. I actually wonder if you can move that. I haven't even considered that before. Alright, here we are at Shepherd Isles. So we'll dock here. And we can do a picnic at the Standing Stones. Some of these will get you stories, Z stories, and those can be used as currency, sort of. So let's see. Let's do Thornwell Croft. Oh, in this case we got a Memory of Distant Shores. There's still something we can turn in to other people. We do the port report. Our shops here, but again the prices are too high. And let's see, from here let's go to Hunter's Keep, and then we'll go back down to London. So we don't really have anything else. We probably should make a run up to Vanderbilt, because I have found Station 3, and the one time that I had successfully received a cargo for Station 3, it came from Vanderbilt, so check that out. See if that pays off. We are gonna have to restock a little bit when we hit London. Let's see, if I did want to talk to these guys. How many secrets do I have? I have 5 secrets. Okay, so actually I could talk to them. Oh yeah. I've gotten into this mode where it auto-pauses and stays paused. It used to just come back every time you dismiss dialogues, but now it doesn't seem to. Don't know what that's about. So, you have these stats, hearts and iron and stuff. I'm not totally sure what they do, but I mean, I can't describe them to you anyway. But you can basically raise each one of them by 1 point by using a secret to talk to your officers. But it will also expand their story, so it's, you know, that one doesn't sound like much, but at least it expands the story as well. Alright, we're going to Hunter's Keep, where you have 3 sisters that are living, and there's something strange going on here. I haven't figured that out yet. The oldest sister will cause you to have a terror, but will give you a story of terror, which is useful. The middle one will, I think, reduce terror and gives you a supply, and I forget what the bottom one does, but I think you get a supply from her as well. So we're just going to do this luncheon with Lucy. We've lost 30 hunger, that's for the crew. We have gained 1 supply, we've lost 10 terror. We are acquainted with the sisters, but something has changed. It pretty much says that every time. Now we could talk to them again by using a news, so we do have recent news unlocked. Let's reconnoiter the island first. This gives us the port report. We'll do news, spend that. Well, here I'll show you what Phoebe's like. 1 supply. Gained a memory of distant shores as well. Gained a fragment, so that's contributing towards building up secrets. Lost 5 terror, so going with the middle one's better because you lose 10 terror. And we're still at 50. And that's pretty much all you can do there. So we'll launch again, swing around, and go into Fallen London. And probably not hit the buoy. Would be a good idea. Or the land, for that matter. I'm not carrying any contraband right now, so we don't have to worry when we land about anyone giving us trouble for that. So let's see. I think actually to unload the cargo we have to go here. Yeah, deliver Sphinx Stone. So we gained 500 echo and lost 2 terror in the process. So now we're up to 516. Let's see what the new recruit is. It's this guy still. So we can afford this guy now, and then we'd have a full complement of officers, and looks like he has other interesting story stuff. Oh, I see that there's other types of magicians. Well, he's the genial magician. So let's bring him in, pop him in here. So now we have a full complement of officers. And go to the Admiral. You'll need to try to find where Gator's Morn is. Get the reports in here. Use Gate, so that got us a fuel and 20 echo. And Hunter's Keep, 5 echo. And Shepherd's Isle, I'm not really sure why, but they don't believe you necessarily when you tell them about Shepherd's Isle. So we can take this 25% chance to get a better outcome, but only if we win the challenge. You are met with skepticism, so we failed. But we still get the fuel. And we went to Pigmoat, so we can turn that in. And we went to the Salt Lion, so we can turn that in. And we don't need to see the Admiral because the one thing that he wants us to do we haven't done yet, which is to find Gator's Morn. It seems strange to me that they don't know where Gator's Morn is, but that seems to be the way it's worded anyway. Let's see. Right, we need to go to shops, so we'll go to Mrs. Plenty's Shipside Provisioners because we need to have some supplies. How much cargo do we have right now? See, we're sitting at 51 cargo because of the Stygian Ivory. I need to do something with that. I'm not really sure where to send that to. Well, actually, let's take a look at the surplus because we can get a better gun. Our ship right now can only handle a deck weapon. So here's one for 200. which does 12 damage compared to the 8, which I think we do right now. Yeah. For a little bit more, though, he's got a better one. One of these. Here it is. This one does 15. And actually, it's quite a bit more. It's almost double that for 3 more points of damage. So maybe that's not the better. Maybe it's just worth going for this one. And we'd still have enough money to get our delivery. So let's do that. Buy this, put this in. We can sell this one back, although it's basically useless. 10, get 10 for it. Okay, and yeah, we're gonna need to buy a couple supplies just to make sure we get over there and back without any trouble. Actually, let's buy a couple more because I do want to go up to Vendor Bright and see if we get a shipment for Station 3 out of that. Don't really have anything for these guys, so we're not going to go into those. We could get the Daily News. That loses a terror. We can do another rest. Doesn't really unlock much, though. We can unlock more in Vendor Bright, actually, so let's just do that. Heading back out. So far, in all the playthroughs that I've found it, Vendor Bright has always been in the same place. And London has always been in the same place, as far as I can tell. Certainly, just about right here. So I think it's really only the islands that might move. Restless Nights. Okay. So in the watches of the night, you pad softly past the hatch and show the crew quarters. A man cries out softly in his sleep, desperately. Another. Tough challenge, so we'd only have a 33% chance to inquire about their dreams. Or we can just ignore it. Captain can't be seen to take these things seriously, so we do that. We lose 1 terror. Just little random events like that happen. Strangely enough, I guess I had not gone over Low Barnet to discover it, so we just got 50 fragments for that. Hard to imagine, considering Vendor Bright's unlocked, but I must have come around to the loop like this. Alright, well here's a pirate. We'll have a battle with him. He's a 30. Not much of a challenge. He's seen us now. I managed to hit. With our new deck gun, we can hit him in just 2 shots. Whereas he would have needed many more to get through our 75 hull. Cache of Curiosities, which is 1 bolt of spider silk. So, you tend to get very good stuff out of here, out of those. Maybe do with the bigger pirates. Yeah, I must have come a different way because I'm getting discovery points for these. That's fine because that just earned us a secret. So Vendor Bright is where these sort of undead people go. Tomb colony, they call it. Bandaged dead, but they're still moving around. So it's pretty weird. One of the places, and I forget where you get it, is someone gives you a tip to this restaurant here in Vendor Bright, and you can go there. And this guy actually wants to become a cook. So we already have a cook. He's probably not a very good one. We could get a better cook. But this guy costs 300 echo to bring on board, so we're probably not going to do that. Dusty glass of wine. We could do this. This would unlock with 25 terror. We have 45. Costs 50 for this. I don't know if that's worth it. We can explore Vendorite. Do this. We do a picnic. It's unlocked with 1 supply. That's okay. Lost 2 terror. Didn't get a port report out of that actually. So we have to do this one. So let's see. We're going to a certain little restaurant. Lost 1 terror just for going in there. And we can do the sample today's special for 60. This is usually a more effective way of reducing terror than purchasing a dusty glass of water, and it'll also reduce hunger. But it could also be a bad thing because we only have a 60% chance of success. So let's see what happens. We lost 5 terror, we lost 60 echo, we were fortunate, we lost 45 hunger. Okay, so it paid out that time. I mean, 5 terror is not much, but every little bit helps, I suppose. We've already spoken to the first curator, so we're not going to go back there because we haven't done what he's asked for. Oh, and shoot, I just spent enough money to bring me below the 200 I need. So that wasn't too good. We could sell a couple supplies. We have something else to sell. Yeah, we have Memories of Distant Shores. We could do that. So let's sell a couple of these. Put us over 200 again. So this is where, in one of the previous playthroughs, I died. I had come into dock here, and there were a swarm of bats flying around, and they started hitting the ship, and they pushed it out of the docking area to right up against this, and I couldn't do anything. Nothing was responding, and I just had to watch as they continued to pelt my ship, and then it sank. So that was kind of disappointing. Actually, speaking of bats, we can one-shot bats now. Very nice. Alright, so with bats you have 2 choices. You can actually turn them into food for your crew, or you can dispose of the corpses. This will slightly reduce terror, so we'll do that. We lose 2 terror. And let's just keep heading north here, because Wither should be up here somewhere. And we're going to need to know where that is eventually. Boreal Reach. Okay, now this is something we definitely don't want to tangle with. The Lifeberg. 400, 400. So this is Wither here, just on the other side of this arch. So it seems like Wither's always in the same place as well. There's another Lifeberg. We don't want to tangle with that. We'll die horribly to that. Okay, we have Wither, and then we have the House of the Question. Let's hit that first. House of Question stands alone. Here the initiates of the house make offerings to the 3 gods of the deep Z. Perhaps a 4th god, who is not a god, is also... Okay. It's one place in Wither where you can sometimes get a straight answer. Gaining the attention of a god is useful chiefly for lifting curses, which we don't have any. We're not going to defy the gods. We'll ask about the drowned man. No. Too much. Go back to Wither. Can explore the town. We could do shore leave, but again, that's going to cost us too much. Alright, there's our port report. Explore the town. This is where there's always riddles being asked. We don't have a very good chance of making these riddles because we don't have enough pages, I guess. Interesting. And there's lots of different levels of challenge there. So we're not going to do that either. But here, they trade in Z stories. So with X number of Z stories, you can buy Muter Salt, and you'll run into a person who wants this, and so then you have to collect enough Z stories to buy it. And how many do I have? I only have enough to do fuel, but I don't have enough to do the other one. And then supplies. Tale of Terror would get you supplies. Stygian Ivory. Oh, they'll buy Stygian Ivory here, huh? But then I end up with Tales of Terror. Star Shell. This must be an artifact that we could bring to the Antiquities guy. Figurehead of the Eater of Names. Sounds like you could do the same thing with that one. Extraordinary Implication. So you can take extraordinary implications to the Antiquities dealer as well. Yeah, I don't think we have much going on here that we're going to deal with. We want to stay at this because we need 20 slots to pick up the shipment of saltstone. But now we have to get out of here without this Lifeberg coming after us. Just keep steaming north. We might be able to find some other stuff up here. We have plenty of fuel and food right now. Not sure I really want to go in here because we're probably going to end up having to turn around and come back out. Yeah, that's the top. Top of the map. Nowhere else to go up there. Now, Lifeberg's a little too nearby for my taste. Could be something up there. But I'm going to guess there isn't anything that we care about right now. Let's see. Well, there's an island right here. Okay. This is Cypher. Might as well land here and compile a port report. Oh, Codex, not Cypher. Okay, Doomed Monster Hunter. We don't have a Searing Enigma. I thought this guy has a Searing Enigma. Oh, Sigil. Okay. We got Run Port Report. That should probably come for a lot of money. They do have a store here. Alright, so now we're here. So we steam over here. Sort of go down this way to Demo Island, maybe. See if we find anything down there. Worth checking out. But basically, we need to be building up money. And I don't recall what I set as my goal this time. You have a choice of 3 different goals that you can set each game. My ambition is to retire to a life of luxury, so yeah, I have to earn a lot of money. You can, one of the goals can be to find your father's bones, and then retire to a life of luxury, and then the other one I think is collect 100 stories. And write a book and then retire on that. Oh, man, I forgot to be using our Z-Bat here. Excuse me. Chapel of Lights is some distance to the northeast. Okay, so that is another... Yeah, let's swing by there. Getting a little low on fuel to be exploring too much here, but we'll go into Chapel of Lights because we can stop at pig mode on the way down to the salt lines and get fuel for free, or not free but cheap. Chapel of Lights seems like a pretty weird place. You can eat for free here, although we've just fed the crew. We'll still take that 15 hunger down. And we'll gather intelligence so that we get a port report. And then this other thing, give a nightmare to the well. You need menaces, unaccountably peckish. And you get this from eating part of your crew if you run out of supplies. And then nightmare strength. I'm not sure. That must be if you've had a number of nightmares. Probably get rid of this, yeah. But it would increase your wounds. And if you get 3 wounds, you die. Yeah, there's lots of ways to die. And that's good. We'll head down to there. We'll go to Demu Island. See how the fuel situation is. Yeah, no, we're just going straight to Demu Island. Demu, I don't know. I don't think we're going to run through anything on the way there. There's another vortex. We'll send the bat out and see if he finds anything. Abbey Rock. Okay, so that's over here. Alright, so this is in the second lane. Once we get over the line to the third lane, we'll send the bat out again. Okay, we've discovered the phosgene leaks. And there's something big. Yep. We don't want to deal with that. We'll come through here. Avoid that. Purewell Point. Have we already discovered that? Yeah, we would have. Okay. Just a little way to Demu Island. But yeah, we're getting dangerously low on supplies. All in the search for a port report. Okay, the iron Oh boy. Burning blue. It's just, yeah, these sailors are very superstitious. Anybody succeeded in the Hearts Challenge. Sounds good. Alright, it's the Iron and Misery Company funging station, where you meet the guy who tells you about the restaurant in Venderbite. And it's this guy, the Factor. And so we can talk to him and we can reduce some terror, we can get a supply. Got 3 fragments. Compile the port report. And we could take this chance. We've got a 40 terror and we have a 60% chance. So let's see how it goes. Alright, we failed. Gained 5 terror, so now we're at 45. We didn't get any supplies. We're not going to do that again because we're already sitting at 45 now. Don't want to buy the fuel because I need 200. Like I said, we can go to Pigmoat on the way back if we're... I mean, we are really low on fuel right now, but I think we'll get there okay. So yeah, it's a pretty cool game. It's slow, and if you remember back, if you were around in the 16-bit generation of computers, the Atari ST had a game called Sundog: Frozen Legacy on it, and to me this game feels a bit like that. That was a faster game probably, but it was still about going around from location to location. In that case they were different planets, but delivering goods, and you actually had an overall goal that you were trying to achieve, which was to collect all these cryogenic people that your uncle had collected and stored all over the place, and then build a colony with those. But you would fight pirates, and pretty similar. Okay, so we get our Order of Sphinx Stone. We'll get our port report. And for 15 gold, or echoes, whatever they want to call them, we have only 1 tank of fuel. Well, only 1 bar of fuel now. So we're going to go to Pigmoat. We can get there without any trouble. So now we get the desperate measures. Without fuel, your ship is just a oddly shaped house located somewhere in the ocean. We could actually trade in supplies. So if we go with this one, you can get lucky, you can use 1 supply to get 1 fuel. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to go to Pigmoat. We don't want to get into a fight now because it uses fuel to navigate around. Obviously, I should have bought more fuel when I left London, although I didn't expect to go as far north as I did. So, maybe that was a bad captaining choice. So, the reason we can come in here and get fuel and repairs is because the first time that I landed in Pigmoat, I sided with the rats instead of the hamsters. I think were the opposition. I don't know what happens when you side with the hamsters. I think they give you food actually, and the rats just seemed more useful. We will refuel. All right, so they gave us 2 fuel and 1 supply. Chat with the chief engineer, get a port report, and leave. So now we have plenty of fuel to get back to London. No worries. Can even stop again on the way if we wanted to, although we're not really in line to stop with anything. So that's the second load of salt stone. Or sphinx stone, which is it? I forget. That good old Lick-a-Monkey Crag up there. It's a pretty weird name for an island. That darn shark is still there. We do not wish to tangle with the shark yet. I don't care if he's bound, he's still bad news. So as soon as you get into home waters, you get, and home waters is pretty much anything to the left of that line. Get this message. Sailors dawdle at the rail, watching for the lights of London. I'm not sure why everything has to have a Z. So it's, the Z is what we're sailing on. There's sailors, and Z-bats, and other weird things. Just the lore. Alright, and we can rack up another 500. Right, so we're over 50 terror, so as soon as we land, we lose some terror. We go back to 50. Go to the quartermaster. Blah, 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 same stuff. Desperate measures. Oh, that's still showing up. Oh, because now we're back down to 0. Okay. Let's sell our Sphinx Stone. 500 echoes. I'm not going to do that with... So we don't need the recruits, so we don't need to do that. Go to the lodgings. We haven't used the news, recent news, so we don't get another chance to get one. Gotta go to the shops, obviously. And buy. Well, no, hold on. Let's not do that. We want to turn in the port reports first. Actually, we have a lot of favor with the. No, we don't have as much. I had one playthrough where I had like 20 favor, and it just used all that to buy fuel. We haven't built that much up yet. We get a favor every time we do one of these. Well, no, I guess we don't. This remains unchanged to 4. Still, that's one way to build up favor. Yeah, so we get a favor. Maybe you only get a favor the first time you report on one of them. Chapel of Light, sounded good the first time. Yep, got another one. Codex, that's the first time. No, we didn't get it. Oh, no, we did. Okay. So accomplishment, survey codex, salt lions. So that got us up to 635 echo. If we wanted, like I said, we could sell just memories of distant shore to him. Let's just sell one. I'm not sure what you get. You get 10 echo. And then your favors have increased. Yeah. Probably not worth it. I think it's probably worth it to hold on to those. Not sure what this is about, but it costs so much. I'm not going to do that right away. And this guy's asking for basically contraband. So we haven't dealt with him yet. So that's a way to deal in illegal goods without dealing with the crime bosses, anyway. So we need a bunch of food. Go to 10. We could probably go even higher. Let's go to 12. 14. So we still need to find gators more. So I'd really like to be able to find that on the next outing here. Where the heck is it? I think it's in the third lane. So chances are it would be here, down here. So that would still put us in range of the salt lines to pick up a salt order. And I have a cargo. Do I still have it? No, I think I sold it. I was going to say, I think I have a cargo that they want. No, I sold it. Okay. Did we really drop to 375 just buying supplies? Wow. Crazy. Let's repair the hull. Might as well go out fully prepared. So what's the best route? I think just shoot straight down through here, because we want to start uncovering this. So once we find Gator's Mourn, then we can turn that in and do the other quest for the Admiralty. And they pay pretty decently for those, 150 for the first one, I think. Maybe it's only 100. But you need something like that. When you first start this game, you need to be able to complete one of those things. You can get lucky with the guy that you take up to Vendorbyte, because sometimes it turns out to be a spy and they pay you money. Other times they just fight you. Sometimes you just lose them because they start taking all your supplies and you have to throw them overboard. That's that darn shark again. Really don't need that shark. Let's send out the Z-Bat. I don't think we're far enough away from anything yet for him to find something we don't know about. Labyrinth of Eels seems like a good place to avoid the shark, though. And yes, you can run aground, if you're wondering. It is possible. And you will take damage. Alright. Never quite sure with the Z-Bat where you need to be to find... Okay, pig moat, well, we already knew about that. So that's just telling us about that. Turn the light back on. We don't need to fight the Gillyfleur right now either. And I don't think he'll follow us. Well, maybe he will. Alright, we're about to cross into the third. So he gives up. Send the Z-Bat out. No islands. Okay. Okay, about halfway across, and then we'll start going down. Oh, well, this is a good sign right here. There's obviously a lighthouse down here. I don't know if this is going to be Gator's Mourn, though. We're going to get lots of fragment pieces from this, though. Patrick's Lot. That's the lighthouse. There should be a port here somewhere. Oh, there's a pirate. It's a little pirate. Or is it? No, actually it is not a little pirate. It's an 80. It's an 80 hull pirate. We're not going to want to fight him. if we don't have to. Looks like we have to. He's got a gun that does a lot more damage than ours. But we're gonna get him, I think, here. That was close. It's gonna tell us we've taken too much damage. I don't know. And usually that'll only work if you've taken less than 50% damage. Okay, we don't want to repair at all. Costs too many supplies. Maybe we get something good. Lean pickings. Firkin of prisoners' money. Okay, that's fine. Where is the actual place where you can land? Gator's Morn. Way over there. Okay. Let's put the light back on. There it is. Gator's Morn. So this is some weird place where they hoist your entire ship up. Okay. Explore the Morn. That's cheap to do. Or we could play the loitering docker for his strategic information. Oh yeah, we know we have to do this. This is what the Admiralty wants us to do. So we get that. Gather intelligence is a tough challenge. We're probably not going to do that. This is chancy at 51. We'll just do the Explorer. Crew of hunters exchange heated insults with Carnate privateer. Leave. There's nothing to be gained here. Or side with the other sort, and it's more straightforward. Side with the Chelonians. Alright, I don't know who the Chelonians are. Not really sure if we should side with either of these right now. What are we going to get for doing it? I've never encountered the Chelonians. Chelonians, yeah. I know where these guys, the Carnate privateers, are at least. Crew of hunters with a privateer. Well, it sounds like they're ganging up on him, so side with the underdog. You gain one favor, pewter and horsehead. Okay. Anytime you do another afternoon at the Errant Limpet, it seems to tell you that people are getting suspicious of you and you should leave. So we'll just skip that. We already know that's the outcome. Okay, we could sell the Firkin as prisoners' honey here for 26, but we're not going to do that. We do need one of these Firkins of red honey because the Admiral wants one. We don't have enough money to buy that. We could go over to Outer Shroom. We don't really want to, though. We want to go up to the Salt Lines. Yeah, let's steam straight ahead for the Salt Lions. Pick up our cargo. Send out the Z-Bat, but I'm sure he's not going to find anything else. No. So go straight up. Pick up the next Sphinx Stone delivery. And when we get back, the Admiral will give us a different port to go and talk to. Oh boy. I definitely would like to not get attacked by that. Uh-oh, torpedo. Missed, luckily, for us. Oh boy. I'm gonna get away from this guy. Yeah, it was bound to hit eventually. Oh, this is not a good situation. We're just gonna keep going to hope we can get rid of him. Still did damage to us though. That's okay. We'll stop at pig mode on the way back. Get some repairs. Close to the salt lines. Yes, we are. Coming into harbor. Alright, this is the bottom one. I have to go by this first. I don't know why, but the headset is giving me kind of a headache tonight. Okay, we want to get Sphinx Stone. Gives away all our money, or most of it. We'll visit the Unmakers since it's an option. Lose 5 terror. Good. Get a port report. Good. And head back out. And we're going to go right over to Pigmoat. Get around this Jilly Flurb first. Except he turns right in front of us. Must be coming up on Pigmoat pretty soon. Jillyflur's still following us. Terror's getting up there pretty high. Been traveling around a lot without any light on. Right. We shall do repairs. Get 20 ports of hull repair. Pick up the port report. No, they don't have shops. Now we'll head back to London with our cargo. And I imagine that shark is still there. It is. So we'll see where the Admiralty sends us now. Because those tasks are worth doing. Especially if we can also make our way by the salt lines as we're doing it. So right now this is pretty much what we're going to do. Until we can't get money out of the salt lines. I have not yet, in any playthrough, managed to buy a better ship. Better ships are just very expensive. In fact, there's a couple ships that you could buy, but they're not as good, or they're essentially the same. You really have to lay out quite a bit. I think it's 6,000 echoes along with the trade-in of your existing ship to get what I consider a better ship. Alright, we have this thing. We're just going to ignore it. Floating words. We've actually been pretty fortunate in that we haven't run into too many groups of Z-bats. They seem to be a plague most of the time. Alright. Coming home. Messages, same stuff. Sell the Sphinx Stone. We don't need any more crew. Not really gonna get anything over here. I don't think we have really anything to do other than turn the information into the Admiral. So we get 150 for that. And now we can find out where he wants us to go to next. And he wants us to go... Oh, great. Chelinate. So I have no idea where that is. Far to the east. I've never been there. So this particular game... Some of the previous games that I've had were all islands that were pretty close by. But this one, not so much. Moot and this. Get some fuel from that. Go to the shops. And we will buy many supplies. 10 supplies. 14 fuel. That still leaves us with 600. This is the one we have, right? Not much. I mean, that's the only step up. I don't think we're going to do that. What do we have here? He has deck weapons. These are even better, but they're way more expensive. We are clay. We will work. We will only work. Clay stokers will reduce crew requirements, but also crew capacity will slightly increase engine power. Huh. Engine power plus 250. That's interesting. I've never seen that option before. You can't buy them. You can only sell them here. Okay. Avid suppressor. Devours engine emissions. Okay, so that would prevent you from exploding if you use full power. Yeah, probably nothing there that we want. This guy sells engines. This is a step up from the engine we have, which is this thing. But I don't think we're going to do that yet either. Could buy a new light, but probably not. Could sell that Stygian ivory. Is that 28 per? That's not bad, actually. We can sell the bolt of spider silk. But I think this guy wants that, doesn't he? Oh, he wants the Shintilax times 7. He wants romantic literature. No. He doesn't really care about that. I'm not sure I care about that either. Let's sell that. Sack of dark drop coffee beans. So you need to know where these would go, who would want them. I have bought Crate of Human Souls before and wasn't able to unload it, so I had to come back here and buy it. Because when you buy this, you realize it's not an unmarked crate of human souls, which is what people want. Okay, let's take a look at the map. Far to the east. Well, we haven't been into lane 4 yet. Could do that. We might get lucky. It could just be right here. Probably wouldn't be, though. Or we can explore down here some more. No real reason to go to Gators more other than a port report. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I think actually I'm going to wrap this stream up right now because this headset really is hurting. So I'm not sure why that is, but I'd like to take it off for a bit. We should fix the hull. But I guess we'll leave that for now. Alright, well thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/srcleaves, or follow me on Twitch and Twitter here at srcleaves on Twitch, and Stephan Plays on Twitter, so that you can see when I'm going to be streaming next. And I am going to try to do a number of streams this weekend. It's been really hard during the week to get much streamed with working full-time, but we'll see what we can do this weekend. And I will talk to you next time.